Hi everyone, I'm Ashton Cohen and my group will be presenting on Chapter 11 today. So first things first, locating a facility is an important decision affecting the efficiency and the effectiveness of managing supply chains, the level of service provided to customers, and a firm's overall competitive advantage. So, a supply chain is a network of facilities and the location of production facilities, offices, distribution centers, and retail sites determines the efficient flow of goods to and from these facilities. Once a decision on locating a facility is made, it is costly to move or to shut down that facility. A facility location is long term and must be an integral part of a firm's supply chain strategy. Because of increased globalization, investments on technology infrastructure, faster transportation, improved communications, and open markets, companies can locate anywhere in the world. So, Amazon is an example of this. In 1995, Jeff Bezos founded Amazon. The company's corporate mission is to be the Earth's most customer centric company where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. The company's global operations are in Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Netherlands, Spain, and United Kingdom. The early belief in electronic commerce was that millions of customers could be served without requiring the infrastructure of a Sears or a Walmart. Today, online retailers are finding that without their own warehouses and shipping capabilities, customer service could be suffering greatly. The company's objective was to improve logistics and to reduce shipping times to customers. It would appear that easy access to global markets and corporate networks makes the role of location less important as a source of competitive advantage. The existence of business clusters in many industries provides clear evidence that innovation and successful competition are concentrated geographically. According to Dr. Michael Porter, immediate business environment is just as important as the issues impacting companies internally in affecting the location decisions. So, global location decisions involve determining the location of the facility, where it's going to be, defining its strategic role, identifying markets to be served by the facility. So, Honda's global location strategy, for example, Honda's global location strategy of building cost effective manufacturing facilities in areas that best meet the requirements of local customers has served the company well. Honda's small born manufacturing strategy is to start small and to expand production as local demand increases. This approach allows the company to be efficient and profitable, even when production volumes are low. Honda's first auto plant in the United States was built in Marysville, Ohio. Then the company added a second factory in East Liberty, Ohio. As demand for Honda automobiles continued to increase, Honda opened a facility to assemble the Odyssey minivans in Alabama and an auto plant producing Civic GX natural gas vehicles in Indiana. Honda's Ridgeline trucks, which were built previously in Canada, are today produced in the Alabama plant. Toyota, Nissan, Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, Kia Motors, and Hyundai have also built assembly plants in the United States to cater to the local automobile markets. Global location decisions are made to optimize the performance of the supply chain and to be consistent with the firm's competitive strategy. According to the IBM Institute for Business Values 2016 Global Location Trends Annual Report, companies continue to internationalize and seek opportunities around the world. Despite growing uncertainty about several key economies and the future political commitment to globalization. As part of this, companies have altered investment patterns and many countries are playing different roles in global value chains. A firm that competes on speed delivery, such as FedEx Corporation, uses the hub and spoke approach to location determination. FedEx's first and largest hub in the United States is located in Memphis, Tennessee. This site has 48 miles of conveyor belts and has the capacity to sort 1.3 million packages and has 7,000 people. About 150 to 160 trunk aircrafts and 130 trucks arrive at the Memphis International Airport every night. The objective is to have each container delivered from vehicle to sorting hub in under just 30 minutes. The belts convey 180,000 items an hour through the scanner. Planes land at the rate of one every 90 seconds. In addition to the Super Hub in Memphis, FedEx has 6 main hubs in the United States, located in Oakland, California, Newark, New Jersey, I'm sorry about that, Fort Worth, Texas, Indianapolis, Indiana, Anchorage, Alaska, and Miami, Florida. International main hubs are in Toronto, Canada, Dubai, UAE, Paris, France, Cologne, Germany, Osaka, Japan, Guangzhou, China, and Singapore. Each hub has been picked for its central location and easy to access to its customers. In order to get the most out of these foreign-based facilities, managers must treat these plants as a source of competitive advantage. These foreign facilities have a strategic role to perform. Suggested by Professor Kasra Ferdows of Georgetown University, a framework of 6 strategic roles should be used and practiced. Offshore factory, source factory, server factory, contributor factory, outpost factory, and lead factory. So the offshore factory is manufactures products at low cost with minimum investment in technical and managerial resources. These products tend to be exported. An offshore factory imports or locally acquires parts and then exports all of the finished products. The primary objective of offshore factoring is to take advantage of low labor costs. So source factory has a broader strategic role than the offshore factory, with plant management heavily involved in supplier selection and production planning. The source factory's location is dictated by low production cost, fairly developed infrastructure, and availability of skilled workers. An example of source factory is Hewlett-Packard's plant in Singapore, started as an offshore plant in 1970, but with significant investments over a 10-year period was able to become a source factory for calculators and keyboards. Then you have server factory. And server factory set up primarily to take advantage of government incentives, minimize exchange risk, avoid tariff barriers, and reduce taxes and logistics costs to supply the regional market where the factory is located. An example of this is Coca-Cola. Their international bottling plants each serve as a small geographic region. And then you have contributor factory, and it plays a great strategic role in a server factory by getting involved in product development and engineering, production planning, making critical procurement decisions, and developing suppliers. In 1973, Sony built a new server factory in Bridgend, Wales. By 1988, the factory was involved in the design and development of many of the products it produced, and it now serves as a contributor factory in Sony's global manufacturing network. So that was really neat too. So Outpost Factory is set up in a location with an abundance of advanced suppliers, competitors, research facilities, knowledge centers to get access to the most current information on materials, components, technologies, and products. Lego is still producing molds and toys in Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, and the United States in spite of the higher manufacturing cost. Lego's factories serve as outpost facilities with access to research facilities, institutions of higher learning, and sophisticated suppliers of plastic materials. And last but not least is your lead factory. And lead factory is a source of product and process innovation and competitive advantage for the entire organization. It translates its knowledge of the market, competitors, and customers into new products. An example of this is in the early 1970s, both Intel and Hewlett-Packard established offshore factories in Southeast Asia. Over time, the strategic roles of these factories were upgraded to that of lead factories. So one of the most challenging tasks as a company grows, relocates, or starts up is where to position assets strategically to create a long-term competitive advantage. And some questions and concerns that were raised for each potential location was, what will be the reaction of shareholders, customers, competitors, and employees? Where is the target market located? Will the location provide a sustainable competitive advantage? What will be the impact on product or service quality? Can the right people be hired? What will be the effect on the supply chain? What is the projected cost? What will be the impact on delivery performance, and how will the market react? So, in the chapter, it talks about how important these questions and concerns are. You should always ask yourself those questions before um, relocating or starting up a new business. And you have three levels of location decisions. You have global market or country selection, sub-region or state selection, community and site selection. And there's a process. So it starts off with an analysis of the market region of the world that bears a strategic interest to the organization, and eventually a country is targeted. Then, once the country is selected, the focus shifts to finding a sub-region or state within the country that best meets the company's location requirements. And finally, the community and the site for the facility are selected.